Right, okay, so we're going to review Alita Battle Angel, which finally came out in UK. I think this was come out in last summer or something. They delayed it for like half a year.
Yeah.
So
I saw that earlier and I was like, why the delay?
He spent half a year fixing her eyes, man. It took that long. It took like 6 months just to fix her eyes. Which I had no issues with, but apparently a lot of people did, so... Right, so... so, let's go into it. So, directed by Robert Rodriguez, produced by James Cameron, which is the whole selling point of this film. It's like his passion project. He's been wanting to do this for like...
He's definitely into the sort of like big CGI, like front of the market kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, we haven't got the technology yet. Build it!
So apparently this is like he's been wanting to make for like 20 years, so finally he's had a chance to get it on the big screen. Stars as Rosa Salazar as the title character Alita, Christopher Waltz as her daddy, doctor, kind of doctor dude.
Dr. Edo.
Dr. Edo. Mahershala Ali, my favourite gangster bro. So he's Vector, villain, and Kian Johnson, who's the love interest. We'll go more into him later on.
Jennifer Connelly.
Yes, there's a lot of
quickest change of heart ever in a film. And a lot of like small bit parts. So we've got Michelle Rodriguez, Lana Condor, if you've watched To All the Boys I Loved Before on Netflix. Jackie Earle Haley, who was Rorschach in Watchmen. He plays Gruishka, who's the sort of like big like, I'm gonna kill Alita. You got Rick Yoon, who was in Die Another Day.
There is a lot.
There's a lot of people doing this, and Jai Courtney. For about 4 seconds. I mean, it makes you think, is that a Jai Courtney or is that
best performance to date so far? So keep it up, man. That 4 seconds.
They've stopped trying to make it happen.
Michelle Rodriguez, Edward Norton. This is full of lots of big names. Actually,
they're all there for about 5 minutes. They're just a face on a metal body, and then they die.
They've got IMDb credit now. So anyway, so the film follows Alita, who's found in a garbage dump. She's brought back to life by the doctor, and it basically follows a quest on who she is and where she came from, and self-discovery, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so let's open it up.
It jumps straight into the fish out of water. Like,
fair enough.
Like,
you don't need
where am I? Who am I don't have any memory of this. What's an orange? There was no background to it whatsoever. It just like there's no build up to it at all, which I kind of like because there's no build up for her, so why?
Exactly. So you kind of follow the same journey rather than knowing already what happened.
Yeah, and I do kind of like the whole. This is how the world is. We're not going to tell you all of the history around it. It's just like this is the world. Deal with it.
I think there's nothing bad. Immortal Engines had a similar issue because they didn't say anything whatsoever. Whereas this at least goes into some aspects of the world.
Yeah.
Immortal Engines literally for 5 seconds and it disappears.
But they work it into the story because she doesn't have any memory. Like the love interest Hugo starts telling her about the history of the fall and the city.
There's enough there, but it doesn't bloat it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy with all there.
It doesn't take up too much time. The rest of the time is for the fights and the violence. For it's like PG-13 or whatever it is.
So basically, it's like an action romance film, to be honest. So. In this film, the action is A-star. It's amazing. I think all the action scenes kick ass. Alita's her best when she's beating people up and dismembering bodies.
That's what she was created
exactly.
to do.
She's a battle angel. So...
Oh god, no, I'll talk about that. But yeah, the fight scenes for me. The bar scene was really good.
Yeah, I was going to mention the bar scenes. Like her character development there is great. She turns
into this like cocky little teen. I'll take you all on.
In her like Matrix trench coat, just walking in, busting her. It's like.
And then I really liked the underworld bit where her and Gruishka are fighting, and he's got these like long, extendable fingers and
the tentacles essentially.
The finger tentacles, and they're like he's like hiding in the darkness and like coming in and out, and the sort of the sequences that she has when she's trying to avoid those tentacles is beautiful
stuff.
It is like it's graceful as well as really powerful.
I think speaking of that, the CGI is beautiful. I watched it in 3D yesterday, and I think it's one of the few films that actually look better in 3D. I mean, Alita's animations itself is really top quality. Like the first scene where she opens her eyes, you're like, damn, that's really realistic. It's like what's the guy's name in Planet of the Apes? Caesar. So it's on that level of like detail. I'm like, whoa, that's really great. And I also think Alita as a character is fun to follow. She has an arc. She has a reason to do what she does. Yeah. She's not boring.
It's very much if you woke up in a teenage body without any background whatsoever. That is exactly what she's like.
And her like will and resolution, like when she's like getting absolutely annihilated, she still, wants to stay in there, It's like the typical anime hero. It's like never give up.
I just, the heart thing for me was a bit weird. Like,
she does get a bit psycho girlfriend at one.
She does.
She's really
like, here, take my heart. Like, no.
Well, she's a teenager, so she can have a few psychotic episodes.
Yeah. She's one of those characters. Is like I say, fish out of water, but so they're good. Like there is not a bad bone or wire in her body.
So I think the good part, anything to do with Alita or the action is amazing, but unfortunately, I think the romance side of things really.
Yeah. It bored me.
Like, if you're going to do romance, it's got to be good, otherwise no one's going to care about it. And unfortunately, the boyfriend here, who's played by Keanu Johnson, I have no idea who he is.
He was very plain.
Yeah, it's just, when Alita was a CGI character, feels more lifelike than the guy.
Yeah.
There's an issue there, because I just didn't care about the guy. Every time he popped up, I'm like, oh, I've got to just get rid of his arc. Like,
yeah, he didn't really, like, he developed in the way of like, oh, she's so good and I'm so shitty, like, I'll be better. And that was nice, but it was so quick.
He's not even like the typical bad boy. He's even boring as that. Like, I'm supposed to be like a bad boy character, but now he's still dry.
Still lame.
He's still
dry.
It's like you're not even fully a bad boy. You're just like a.
And they could have had the exact same story with her dad being sort of like the main. I
was gonna say, if you're gonna do some sort of like, obviously the boyfriend's there for the whole dramatic angle, the emotional pull, but Christopher Waltz far better as a doctor than the father.
I love Christopher Waltz, and he's such a good actor. And
yes,
I don't think they gave him enough to do.
If they put him as like the emotional, basically the card, manipulate her, it would have been far more powerful than using this guy. Because like at the end when like. It's a whole 20 minutes of trying to save him from trouble. Just let him die.
Yeah. I don't carry on with death. Motorball, whatever that thing is.
Yeah, cool. Like there's like it does really drag on a bit near the end when his whole arc ends. It's like if he's disappeared, I really wouldn't mind. If he's died right now, audience would not really give a damn. But
and like I just his transformation thing at the end as well. Pointless. Yeah. Like it was so dumb. Like, why are you even bothering?
His arc, I think it really gets messy, and I think that's one of the bad things. I think the plot kind of gets a bit too convoluted at the end. Like she's so OP, and the final battle feels so underwhelming. Because essentially, this film doesn't have an ending. It's like it's literally open-ended. There's still more to be done.
Oh yeah, sequel.
So it's not even a sequel, but it's more like this isn't finished yet. You can tell this, and so basically the final battle kind of feels unfinished. It's like it was like a mini boss. She just kind of walked through it and like, okay, there's a real guy up there.
Yeah, it's very anticlimactic.
It's very anticlimactic. Like the whole, like I think her battles with like Grishka were far more intense than the final 20 minutes when she's just slicing and dicing.
Yeah, so, like the scene with Vector.
Yeah, exactly.
When like she's talking to Nova.
It's like we know what the real boss is. Just show me that. I don't want to see this grunt which she just disposes of just like that. Yeah. So
who was Nova again?
Nova was Edward Norton.
Ed Norton, yeah.
Right at the end.
So like I would like to see a sequel with him being in it more. That would be quite interesting. But again, he's like massive name 4 seconds on screen.
I think sequel wise, not too sure because personally I think it's a good film. It's perfectly decent. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes at 60%, which isn't too bad for an anime adaptation when you got garbage like Ghost in a Shell.
Did you see they're like, this is just a shell?
Yeah, it's just like I mean
the cheesy bit for me as well was when
there's a lot of cheesy lines.
There's a lot of cheesy lines. So the guy with the dog, the bounty hunter with the dogs, and they come down to like save her from Grishka, and he's like, he wasn't a dog person. I don't like that.
Fair enough. He did a very bad thing, which I don't want to spoil.
Lazy writing. And then, like the poor guy, the guy whose bar it was, that poor guy.
He's a bounty hunter, but he must know there's a lot of damage. He's not.
My God,
exactly. He's aware of the collateral damage. But I think the 2-hour runtime kind of did drag it on. I think the whole boyfriend arc had been cut.
Yeah.
Because by the end of it, you're like, okay, we know what's happening. Let's just get to it because it's clearly not wrapping up now. It's going to carry on. But looking at the quick, projection of the box office, in America, it's not done well at all.
Right.
They're looking at like 40, 50 million in the opening weekend, which is the strongest part. Considering it costs 150 to 200 million, who knows? So hopefully,
the Asian markets.
Hopefully the Asian, European market is very small in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. But I think in Asia, if China can come in to save it, please, I'll be happy to see a sequel.
And like, I want to talk about his friend Tanji, or Salty Bro, as we're going to call it. He's just unnecessarily a douche.
You just need some antagonist. There's some antagonists here. You don't need you as well to be randomly.
Exactly. Just be like, hard body friend. Like, she's got a name.
So he's nice if sometimes they go out to the fields and explore. Then she's cool. It's cool with her. Then suddenly randomly like, I hate you. I'm like, like what was
I just, that was really unnecessary. Did you see where they dropped the title of the film as well? It was like a face of an angel, but a body made for battle. I'm like,
Cinema Sins are gonna pick that one.
So extra sin points. For that one.
So to wrap it up, I think it's a perfectly good film. If you like action, anime, all that kind of thing, you'll definitely love all that part of it. The only bad thing is the romance really does slow it down.
Like the cheesy lines, cheesy writing, and the romance.
Cheesy lines I can take. It's about a cyborg robot fighting people, and it's fine. But it's just So I think I'll probably give it 3 out of 5.
I'd say exactly the same. I'd say watch it for the action.
Yeah.
And for the visual effects. So for the couple of minutes, I just want to talk about the.
You got literally 1 minute.
Okay. So I just want to bring Weta Digital is one of the visual effects studios that's working on it. They're based in New Zealand, and I've been to their studios. I've seen all of their their miniatures and their prosthetics and all of their 3D. Models of all of the films that they've done, and they've done amazing work. They've done Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movies, all of the Avatars, Mortal Engines as well.
Let's never talk about that. Let's band along with.
Let's not talk about the stories. Let's talk about the effects. They also doing Game of Thrones season 7 and 8, and Valerian. They did the Steppenwolf flashback scene.
Not sci-fi in that I can see.
Yeah, they did Justice League Steppenwolf scene. The not the crack one at the end, just flashback one. And the attack on Themyscira as well. Other DC movies: Maze Runner, Hunger Games, Independence Day, Prometheus, District 9, Eragon, and iRobot, which I think set them up really nicely for this. And they also did the Titan planet in Infinity War, the whole battle with Thanos. They did a lot of Marvel X-Men, Wolverine, Avengers.
So they've got a lot under their belt essentially.
They've also done a lot of ape work with Rampage, King Kong, Planet of the Apes, Jungle Books, and they're very good at the kind of big scenes with faceless armies and sort of skylines and that kind of imagery. So I think that they actually deserve quite a bit of recognition.
Definitely, I think the CGI is amazing in this film, and I definitely suggest watching it in 3D, even though 3D does sound like a gimmick at times. But so out of 5 stars, 3.
Solid
so
3.
It's a solid 3.
Yeah.
Awesome. So right, we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,